Hello students, welcome to the Java class. In this video, we are going to study about queue interface. So first we are going to see the hierarchy of queue interface. So this is the hierarchy of queue interface. So what is a queue interface? Queue interface is a child interface of collection interface. Okay. Next, what are the implementation classes of queue interface? We have priority queue, blocking queue. Under blocking queue, we have priority blocking queue, linked blocking queue, and there are so many other implementation classes. In which version the queue interface was introduced? Queue interface was introduced in Java 1.5 version. So you can also see here in 1.5 version, even the linked list class is also implementing queue interface. Okay. Yes. What is queue interface? Queue interface is a child interface of collection interface. Next, when we should go for queue interface, that is, if we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing, then we should go for queue interface. What is point number 2? If we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing, then we should go for queue interface. So what is the meaning of prior to processing? That is before processing. So in the last week we conducted internals, right? So in the internals, I have scheduled the mail for each and every student. So what was happening? All the students' mail was stored in a queue. The mail ID which was stored in a beginning of the queue got triggered first, and the mail ID which was stored in a end of the queue got triggered last. So I have seen that some students have got mail very early and some students have got mail very late. Why? Because it follows first in first out order. That is, before processing, each and every object will be stored in a queue and the object will be processed one after the other. Okay. Next. Usually queue follows which order? Usually queue follows first in first out order. Can we change the order? Yes. How we can change? Using priority queues. So what is the next point? Usually queue follows first in first out order, but based on our requirement we can implement our own priority order also. So how we can implement our own priority order? Using priority queue class. Next, what is the next point? The next point is from 1.5 version onwards, linked list class also implements queue interface. You can see here from 1.5 version onwards, even the linked list class also implements queue interface. Before 1.5 version, this line was not there. When this line came in 1.5 version. Okay. Next, the linked list based implementation of queue always follows first in first out order. Okay. So these are the important points with respect to the queue. So what is the first point? Queue interface is a child interface of collection interface. When we should go for queue? If we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing, that is before processing, we should go for queue interface. Next, usually queue follows which order? It follows first in first out order, but based on our requirement we can implement our own priority order also. So how we can implement priority order? Using priority queues. Next, from 1.5 version onwards, even the linked list class also implements queue interface. So what linked list class implements? It implements queue interface and always follows first in first out order. Next, we have to see what are the methods of queue interface. Queue interface specific methods. So consider this scenario. So assume this is a counter and these are the people who are standing in a queue to get some service from this counter. So assume these people as an objects. Okay. So what is the first object in a queue is called as? It is called as head object. What is the last object in a queue is called as? It is called as tail object. Now my requirement is I want to add an object into the queue. So what is the method to add object into the queue? So before that, why people will stand in a queue? People will stand in a queue if there is some offer. If there is some offer, people will stand in a queue. So what is the method to add object in a queue? The method name is offer. So offer of object O. Offer method is used to add an object into the queue. Next my requirement is I want to remove an object from the queue. So I want to remove an head object from the queue. So what is the method name to remove an object? The method name is poll. Okay. Poll method is used to remove an head object from the queue. So it is used to remove and return head element. Next, what if the queue is empty and if I call poll method? If the queue is empty, what poll method returns? It returns null. Okay. The next method is remove method. So what remove method will do? It will remove and return the head element. So what is the difference between poll and remove? Even poll also remove and return the head element. Even remove also remove and return the head element. So what is the difference? The difference is, if the queue is empty, then what we will get? We will get no such element exception in the case of remove method. Okay. The next method is peek method. So you know that. So why peek method is used? Peek method is used to get the head element, or it is used to get the head object. So it will return the head element of the queue. Okay. Next, what if the queue is empty? If the queue is empty, peek method is going to return null. Okay. Next, so what is the next method? The next method is element method. So why element method is used? It is used to return the head element of the queue. So even peek method is used to return the head element of the queue. Element method is also used to return the head element of the queue. So what is the difference? The difference is, if the queue is empty, in the case of element method, it is going to raise a runtime exception saying no such element exception. So is this clear? So these are the 5 queue specific methods. So what is the first method? I want to insert an object into the queue. What is the method? The method is offer. Next, I want to remove head object from the queue. What are the methods? We have 2 methods, poll and remove. So what is the difference between poll and remove? In the case of poll, if the queue is empty, then the method is going to return null. Next, in the case of remove, if the queue is empty, then it is going to raise the exception saying no such element exception. Next, I want to check what is there in a head of the queue. I don't want to remove, I want to check what is the object which is there in the head of the queue. So what are the methods? We have 2 methods, peek and element. So what is the difference between peek and element? In the case of peek, if the queue is empty, then the method returns null. In the case of element, if the queue is empty, then the method raises an exception, that is a runtime exception saying no such element exception. So these are the 5 methods. You can note down all these 5 methods from this table. So you can pause the video and we can note down these methods. Now we have to see the implementation class of queue interface. So what is the first implementation class? The first implementation class is priority queue. So when we should go for priority queue, that is, if we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing according to some priority, then we should go for priority queue. So what is point number 1? If we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing, that is before processing, according to some priority, then we should go for priority queues. Next, what is the priority? The priority can be either default natural sorting order or customized sorting order defined by the comparator. So what is point number 2? A priority can be either default natural sorting order or a customized sorting order defined by the comparator object. Next, what about the insertion order? Is the insertion order is preserved? No, insertion order is not preserved. Insertion order is not preserved in the case of priority queues, and the insertion order is based on some priority. Based on the priority, the objects will be inserted in the queue. Next, what about duplicate objects? Can we insert duplicate objects into the priority queue? No, duplicate objects are not allowed. Next, what about heterogeneous objects? So we have 2 different cases for heterogeneous objects. So what is case number 1? That is, if we are depending on default natural sorting order, then compulsory the object should be homogeneous and comparable. So otherwise what we will get? Otherwise we will get a runtime exception saying class cast exception. Next, what is the next case? The next case is, if we are defining our own sorting order by comparator object, in that case objects need not be homogeneous and comparable. In that case we can take even heterogeneous objects also. Next, what about null insertion? Can we insert null into the priority queue? No, we cannot insert null into the priority queue. So these are the important points with respect to the priority queue. So what are those points? That is when we should go for priority queue. If we want to represent a group of individual objects prior to processing according to some priority, then we should go for priority queue. Next, what is the priority? A priority can be either default natural sorting order or it can be a customized sorting order defined by the comparator object. Next, what about the insertion order? Insertion order is not preserved and it is based on some priority. Next, what about duplicate objects? Duplicate objects are not allowed in the case of priority queues. Next, what about the heterogeneous objects? That is, if we are depending on default natural sorting order, compulsory the object should be homogeneous and comparable. In that case, we cannot add heterogeneous objects. So what if we add heterogeneous objects? If we insert heterogeneous objects, we will get a runtime exception saying class cast exception. Next, if we are depending on or if we are defining our own sorting order by comparator, in that case, we can insert heterogeneous objects. Next, what about null insertion? Null insertion is not possible in the case of priority queues. So next we have to see the constructors of priority queue. Constructors of priority queue. So priority queue has how many constructors? Priority queue has 5 constructors. So what is the first constructor? The first constructor is priority queue is equal to new priority queue. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty priority queue. So what will be the default initial capacity? The default initial capacity will be 11. Next, what about the insertion order? The insertion order is default natural sorting order. Next, the second constructor. So what is the second constructor? Priority queue is equal to new priority queue of int initial capacity. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty priority queue with the specified initial capacity. Okay. Next, the third constructor. So what is the third constructor? Priority queue is equal to new priority queue of int initial capacity comma comparator C. So we are passing comparator object. So whenever we are passing comparator object, by default we are following customized sorting order. Okay. So if we want customized sorting order, compulsory we should specify what? We should specify even initial capacity in that case. Okay. Next, fourth constructor. So what is the fourth constructor? Priority queue is equal to new priority queue of sorted set S. So that is, given any sorted set, if we want a equivalent priority queue, then we can go for the fourth constructor. Next, what is the last constructor? That is, priority queue is equal to new priority queue of collection C. So why this constructor is required? That is, given any collection C, given any collection objects, if we want an equivalent priority queue, then we can go for the last priority queue, that is priority queue is equal to new priority queue of collection C. So these are the 5 constructors of priority queue. Now we will see an example for priority queue. So first I am going to import java.util.star. Next, I will create a class called priority queue demo. Within that class, I will define main method public static void main string array args. Now I will create priority queue. So how to create priority queue? Priority queue is equal to new priority queue. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty priority queue where the default initial capacity is 11 and all the objects are inserted based on default natural sorting order. Now what are the content of this queue? The queue is empty because I have not inserted any objects. Now what I will do is I will call peek method. So why peek method is used? Peek method is used to get the head object from the queue. Now the queue is empty. I am calling peek method. So what it is going to return? It is going to return null. So what will be the output of this print statement? The output of this print statement is null. So I will comment the remaining print statements. Save the program. Compile. So what is the file name? File name is priority queue demo. Priority queue demo.java. Next, run the program. So what will be the output? When I run this program, the output will be null. Next. So what is the next statement? Next I am calling element method. So why element method is used? Element method is used to access the head object from the queue. So what happens if the queue is empty? If the queue is empty, element method raises a runtime exception saying no such element exception. So what happens if I run this statement? If I run this statement, it is going to raise a runtime exception. So what is that runtime exception? No such element exception. Save the program, compile, javac priority queue demo.java, run the program. So what happens when I run this program? An exception will be raised. So what is that exception? No such element exception. Next, I will comment this line. I am inserting objects into the queue. So what is the methods to insert object into the queue? Offer method. So I am taking for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus, queue dot offer of I. So how many objects I am inserting? I am inserting 11 objects. 0 to 10 means it is 11. I am inserting 11 objects. I will print these objects. So what will be the output? The output will be within the square brackets 0, 1, 2, etc up to 10. So save the program, compile, javac priority queue demo.java. Next, when I run this program, what will be the output? Output will be the content of the queue, that is 0 to 10. The 11 objects will be printed. Next, what I will do is I want to remove the head object from the queue. So what is the method to remove an object from the queue? The method is poll method. So queue dot poll. So which object will be removed? 0. The first object, that is 0, will be removed. So here it is going to print 0. So save the program, compile. Yes, the program compiles fine. What happens when I run this program? It is going to print 0. The 0 object is removed from the queue. Now what I will do is I will print the remaining contents of the queue. So what are the remaining contents of the queue? 0 is removed. What are the remaining contents? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. Save, compile, run. So what happens when I run the program? What will be the output? Think, what will be the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So observe what will happen. So what is the output you are getting? Is this output is in sequence? No, the output is not in sequence. So why we are getting such a type of output? The reason is some platforms will not provide support for priority queues. Okay. So previously we have learned some platforms will not provide support for thread priorities. Similarly, some platforms will not provide support for priority queues. That is why we are getting a random outputs here. Okay. So there is no problem in our program. That is, platform is not supporting. That's it. Next we have to see customized priority queue. So how to define a customized priority queue? What is the constructor? The constructor is priority queue is equal to new priority queue of, we should pass initial capacity and also comparator object. So what this comparator object defines? This comparator object defines the sorting technique. Okay. So in this compare method, we should define our own sorting technique. So what is the sorting technique we have defined? S2 dot comparative of S1. So what this is going to return? This is going to return descending order. Okay. So this is going to return the descending order. So what are the objects we have inserted into this queue? We have inserted A, Z, B and K. So how these objects will be stored in a queue? This object will be stored in a descending order. So what is the output we are going to get if we print this queue? If we print this queue, we are going to get the descending order, that is Z followed by K followed by B and A. Okay. So this will be the output. So save, compile, Java C. So what is the file name? Customized priority queue demo. Customized priority queue demo dot Java. Run the program. So what will be the output if I run this program? If I run this program, the output will be Z, K, B and A. Z, K, B and A. So this is the demonstration for customized priority queue. So when we should go for customized priority queue? If we want our own customized sorting order, then we should go for customized priority queue. So this is all about priority queue. So if you have any doubts, please contact me.